Welcome back. I would like to take the time to thank you guys if I can talk today for joining me on my little adventures of getting more people out there who are missing, noticed, and publicized and shared so we can either find their remains, find their bodies, find them alive, help people get their cases solved, and that is what I'm here to do. Today we will be talking about Alyssa, who is a wonderful mother and daughter. I have a message from her mom. I do want to start that off. A message from her mom that I do want to read to you guys. That gets a little more depth and detail into Alyssa. I became friends with her mom over the last 3 years of her disappearance. She went missing. I believe that year it was Easter Day, but it was on April 17th, 2022, from Port Richey, Florida. She's listed as endangered missing. She's a white female who is 35 now. At the time of her disappearance, she was 32, about 5'5", 140 pounds, 260 pounds. The day she went missing, she was carrying a black sweatshirt with writing on it, a white spaghetti strap tank top with the black leggings, champion slide-ons, carrying two different colored purses. Dark colored purses. But her mom and I developed like this friendship. And what's funny is like, it's not funny, but I had messaged her mom and I was like, hey, I want to do this video of her. Like, I decided to come out and do like a video of like missing people. And I want to, do hers next. I want to, come up with being able to get her known because she needs to be out there. So there are so many things when it comes to her that is just like a lot in her case, because like I was friends with this one girl and this one girl kept saying that she was alive, and then she was like, no, she passed. So with all this, I'm relating it back to her mom. Her mom also, I think, had spoken to a few psychics at that time too. And then I got with this one girl who I know from a girl who knew my uncle when my uncle was passing. She came up there and helped us, like, just kind of heal, because like her friend was the medium. So I became friends with the medium, and we'll call her C because I don't want to publicize them. So I became friends with C. I tell you, this girl was on point because I was sitting in my like the next day after my uncle passed away, I had to go back to work. So I'm sitting there and I just said the name Joe. And that's all I said. I was like, Joe. And now mind you, I'm Facebook messaging this girl. And she was like, did you just say Joe? And I said, yeah, I did. Why? And she's like, well, because I heard somebody say Kristen. And I was like, no way. And I can get into Joe's story later, but this is how like I knew she was legit. Like, she was legit. And so I sent Alyssa's mom to her and I was like, hey, now mind you guys, I forgot to say her last name is Ciccarelli. So it's Alyssa Rochelle Ciccarelli is her whole name. Um, but I was like, girl, like, you got to go. You got to go to her, because I was like, she is freaking awesome. And, see what she tells you. So she did. She went to her and, they talked and had their conversation about that and stuff. So, like, I'm happy that, they were able to, you know, talk. So, but Alyssa's mom um, believes that she has passed on. Like, she doesn't believe that she's with us anymore. And I got that from like when my friend was trying to tell me that she was alive, that she got into a car with people, and I'm like, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like she had passed on because my rods. Now, mind you guys, I'm not a psychic medium. I don't claim to be one, but I do feel like I have an ability, like a ability, but a gift too. I just need to which I'm working on, deep down, reach in and pull it out and say, "Hey, let's go." So, but like I said, I went on with Alyssa's mom and whatever. And her and I, have been talking. I've been trying to help her, ask for updates, like, like whatever. And so I wanted to do this video in honor of Alyssa. And, it's already, been 3 years since she had passed. Last month made 3 years. And we want to find her, even if it's like her remains. And even if what was said wasn't true, we want to find her. So I'm going to go into what the details were of her disappearance. And then um, I asked her mom to write something. Well, I told her mom she could either do a video or a voice recording. And, obviously we all know everybody's busy. So she went ahead and wrote me a paragraph back. So I'm going to, well, it's more than a paragraph, but like a little story. We'll call it a little story back in regards to Alyssa. And, I just asked her, I was like, just share some stuff. Like, what was she like as a kid? Like her teen years, her adult years, like just some things that you really feel like need to be out there. And so she did. And so I'm going to read that at the end. And I'm going to go ahead and get into the details of her disappearance from the charlieproject.org. And then you can /case/Alyssa. Oh my lord, like the little minus sign. So dash, Rochelle dash, oh my lord. I'm having a break. Listen, y'all, I need coffee. That's all I need is I need coffee. I feel like I should be doing a video of this. I should record it. I should record this so I could put it on. Oh, I should record it at the same time so I can have a video of myself doing it for TikTok. And look at me. Okay, we'll do it with the next one. Anywho, so let me get into this. So, Miss Alyssa was last seen April 17th of 2022, the day that she left a hotel or holiday hotel in the block of 2300 block of US 19 in Holiday, Florida, which if anybody's not familiar with the area, it goes Holiday, New Port Richey, Port Richey. And then Port Richey is where she was last seen at a um, little convenience store, which I'll get into in the next paragraph here. So, but she met with a man named Scott Quinn, and I think he was 39. I believe he was a little bit older than her, and I believe he may have been like her supplier, or they would always hang out and like smoke or do their drugs or whatever the case may be. I believe that is what, like, how she knew him. Like should go meet up with them and stuff like that. Um, Now he does have a sister who lives near where she supposedly had OD'd, and it's like this wooded area. So I know it very well because I always drove past it, or like at least close to it when I went to go pick up my kids from school. So one day I drove my happy butt down there. I parked and I took out my dowsing rods and I was like, Alyssa, are you here? And they crossed for yes. So, okay, Alyssa, where are you? They kept pointing to the right. Now the right isn't where everybody, I don't know if anybody searched the right because there's like a pond. So I'll put it in um at about this mark right here so that way you guys can see it. But let me put map. Okay. And then to the left is where everybody was like searching for her. Oh, sorry. Told you I need some coffee. I'm tired as crap. Anyhow, so um when police first spoke to Quinn about this, he said he saw her at the Embassy Food and Gas, which is at the 6600 block of Embassy Boulevard in Port Richey. He then, and he purchased drugs from her. Now, mind you, in other ones, so I don't know how true that is because in other ones I've seen he was purchasing drugs from her. Or I mean, she was purchasing drugs from him. But I don't know how true all this is. Again, I only know what what her mom and I talk about, and that was just one that I've never read. But just from what I have read from the news and stuff. I don't think she bought them from him, but I'm not sure. Her mom is going to listen to this, because I told her I'll send it to her prior to making this public. And then, okay, so then, now this is all according to him. Keep in mind, this is what his first lie. So keep in mind. Then he stated that she got into a dark colored car with a man and a woman. She got in there and left, and he didn't see her after that. A photo of Quinn was posted with the case summary, so they have a picture up there of him too. Surveillance footage for the embassy gas or food and gas verified that Alyssa was present at the store at 3:45 p.m. that day, and she was wearing black pants, like the black leggings with the white champion slide-on sandals, carrying two purses with her jacket on her side because she wasn't wearing it at the time, so she had on the side of her arm with the tank top. So, in a second interview with Quinn, he admitted that he had lied about not seeing Alyssa after the drug transaction, stated he lied that he had been scared and didn't know what to do. He said him and her injected fentanyl together in the woods off Cherry Creek Lane in Port Richey the day of her disappearance. Now, that is a drug that Alyssa did use that I didn't want to mention, but since it's mentioned here, I will go ahead and mention that. We don't know how true that is neither, because no body was to be found to be able to know what would have happened. Like, like what was there, right? So what he did, he thought it would be smart. He left her there after she was nodding out under the influence of drugs. He walked his happy butt to his sister's house, who I believe, like I said, lived on that street somewhere. I don't know where, but I've heard that she lived on that street, where he had been staying since that day, April 17th, when she went missing. Authorities searched the area where Quinn gave the wooded area of Cherry Creek Lane. They found Alyssa's champion sandals and one of her purses that had been seen with the embassy food and gas video. Police interviewed Quinn again, and he admitted that after she lost consciousness, he had stole some of her belongings, including like money, some drugs she had, 3 or 4 cell phones, and a Michael Kors backpack. Now, keep in mind, no Michael Kors backpack was even mentioned. I just want to point that out. So, in the videos, I don't even think she had a backpack with her. But I'm going to pull this up. Oh man, this one's just a video. This is the last time Hold on. Alyssa Ciccarelli was seen alive. This is Okay, so I'm gonna I think just take some of the clips from here. Like I'll screen record some of the clips to put in, so you guys can see, and it being searched and everything. Because this is with her stepdad, and it shows his face. It shows the stuff like the surrounding area of where the place was. So I'll get into that in a little bit for you guys. But I just think it's weird that it was said the Michael Kors back, 'cause I don't remember that. Anyway, so Quinn said that he returned to the wooded area in the morning hours of the 18th and found her dead, but didn't alert authorities or attempt to revive her because he's a winner. And that's sarcasm for anybody that doesn't know what that is. Instead, he placed her body in a nearby dumpster behind the embassy food and gas and hid her purse and shoes in the woods. After he realized the phones he'd stolen were locked, he threw them in the dumpster near Carrabba's on the block of US 19 and Graphic Drive. He pawned some of her other belongings. Based on the confession. Quinn was arrested and charged with tampering with physical evidence, false verification of ownership, dealing with stolen property, false information to a law enforcement during the missing persons investigation, and grand theft, and he is awaiting trial. And we all hope he can say that he can rot in hell. Okay? I'm gonna take a drink. So, authorities believe that she is no longer alive and her body has not been recovered. Now, one thing I can say about this is where her belongings were found, like where they found her. Well, first off, how did he get her body from point A to point B back without a wagon, a wheelbarrow, a car, and somebody to notice? Like, he's lying about that. I think he left her body in the woods, distracted them with that, and oh, nobody's gonna find her. They ain't gonna search all that wood. I can guarantee that's exactly what happened, in my opinion. Now, it's hearsay, okay, guys? It's hearsay. This is what I'm speculating for entertainment purposes. Okay, so I don't get my chance to take it down or anything like that because I hear everybody be saying that. So, anyhow, um, so that's where I just don't get. And I will show you guys in the video. Excuse me. I'm gonna show you a map of where she went missing, where they went to, and where he supposedly went back to with her body and a couple of her belongings. I don't think so. I highly doubt that that is what happened. And I laugh because his theory is ridiculous. And if the cops fell for it, then they're just as stupid as he is, and I'm sorry. Like, I don't know, I hope that they did not fall for it because there's no way in HE double hockey sticks that he went from point A to point B without somebody knowing. There's always somebody out on these streets, driving, walking, anywho. So I will show you guys all of that. So, like I said, I have a message from Alyssa's mom that I want to read because she's an awesome lady. Have been going back and forth in regards to this, and I just want to be able to, just give you guys the summary of what her mom, the story her mom wants to tell. So, May 23 at 1:39, her mom messaged me back after I said that, saying, "Hey, listen, and I asked her a couple questions, so I didn't fully read the whole thing, um, yet at that time because I read a little bit, but I wanted to save it all. I wanted to be inspired by her mom just as you guys would. And her mom, oh my god, guys, when I tell you, she is amazing. She is the mother you want. You want her stepdad. They are 10 toes in, standing on business when it comes to this girl. They're there gonna fight tooth and nail for her. And as they should. Because I'd be doing the same damn thing if somebody hurt my baby. I can tell you that right now. So, okay, so this is from her. Alyssa was my firstborn. Now, mind you, her mom's name is Nadine. I'm not giving last name. It's not the same as Alyssa, so don't go looking for her. But her first name's Nadine, and she's a lovely woman. I can't even. So, Alyssa was my firstborn. July 12th, 1989. Alyssa always, if I can read, sorry, Nadine. Alyssa was always a pretty little girl and very spoiled. Alyssa had everything a kid could want: two sets of grandparents and aunts, or aunts, as some people like to say. I don't want to offend anybody. Let's see, and got to do many things and go to many different places. Me and that POS SHIT father had gotten divorced because he was very abusive to me, and of course his family had more money than mine, so they were able to afford a better lawyer, and they got custody of my girls. First off, Nadine, I want to say that he is a POS. Because how dare he take her away from you? That's my thing. And I know I only got like 10 minutes left, but I just gotta say this. I I understand, like, if the mom wasn't in the financial spot and she was struggling and dad had more money, like, you know what? That's another day for another time. I need to just have me a fucking podcast where I talk about anything and everything that just gets on my nerves because I think there's some people that can agree with me on certain stuff. But okay, just go back so I can read so I don't, miss anything out in the next 10 minutes that I have for this. Okay. So let's see here. Okay. And that's where Alyssa's nightmares began. She was being sexually abused by her father. What the fudge? Sorry, I know I'm reacting to this. That's why I said I didn't read all of it. So what you guys are hearing is what I'm hearing right now for the first time. So the guilt I carry from that from that is beyond words. Alyssa actually ended up quitting school in 8th grade. She was very, very rebellious and was going to do what she wanted to do. That was the end of that. So Alyssa got pregnant and had a baby by 15 years old. Her son Trey just turned 19 in January. Well, happy belated birthday, Trey. And he's been the apple of my eye, my first grandborn son. I just got home so she was telling me she just got home from work. So she'll tell me more later. So I might do a part two of just like, what her mom wants to say about her, just to be able to keep it alive. And, I really do want to work on her case and, get more out there. Um, she said that her whole story is quite sad and I want to cry. And I don't know if it's because, maybe I'm feeling what Alyssa feels. Because, like I said, like I am starting my adventure of being a medium or psychic or whichever one. I gotta freaking look at the stuff. But, just opening my spiritual feelings and stuff. And lately I find myself feeling a lot about stuff. So, but it is sad, period. Like this girl, like she had it with her mom. I can guarantee you that if she was living with her mom, she was never taken away, none of this shit would have happened. So I would be blaming everything on her biological father. Everything. The way she turned out, the way she is, and up until her death, that's her dad's fault. And I hope if he's still alive and he listens to this one day, that you sit back and you put your foot in your mouth and you bite it hard because she's gone because of you. Not physically, you didn't take her life, but you did in many ways. And that's all I gotta say. I'm sorry, Nadine. I just like to voice my opinion too. I have your back 100%, like I said. And what was crazy is I messaged her, like, I haven't spoken to her since, like, hold on. I think the last time we talked was May. Oh my lord, so it was a year. It was a year before I messaged her. So we talked last May in 2024. Um, I said, "Hey, message my friend." I honestly feel like it wasn't even that long, but I had my own stuff going on last year too, with 2 deaths and back like 3 months apart. It was crazy. So I said, "Hey, message my friend. See what she got for you." She's like, "Okay, yeah, whatever." And so she was, just saying whatever. She's gonna go listen to some stuff, like whatever, whatever, whatever. I was like, okay, girl. And that was last time. And then I was like, hey, I know it's early. I've been thinking about her. This is what's weird. As I was thinking about her, like one day last week, and I was like, okay, I gotta message her. And then a couple days later, I was like, I gotta message her. And then on the 23rd, I said, okay. I know it's 6 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. I'll message her. So I reached out and I said, hey, I was like, I know it's early and I don't mean to bug you, but I don't but if I don't, no, I probably will if I don't message you, I'll probably forget. Because I've been thinking about you the last couple of weeks and wanted to message you and find out if there's any updates in her case. And she's like, hi, no, there hasn't been, and thank you. And I was like, okay. I was like, so I know this one girl that you can reach out to, there was somebody who we'll say that she was reached out claiming she was still alive, but she was up north, like with a friend, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, yeah, I don't think that she's up there, blah, blah. And so I asked her if I had permission to do this and tell Alyssa's story and get her story out there. And she was like, excuse me, I apologize. She's like, that's cool that, like, you got, like, other tools, because I was telling her I got, like, a new spare box and I got new rods because mine went missing. And she's like, "Yeah, like, I absolutely don't mind if you share her story, like, please do, thank you, let me know if you got any questions," and da da da, and I was like, "Okay." And so we were talking, but yeah, she told me, she's like, "I was thinking about you too." And, like, I was like, "Okay, yeah, girl." But, like, she's a nice and sweet, and, her stepdad, when all this happened, came down here, and he, took the time and he searched and he looked and he went on the news. And when I so when I first saw the story, I was like, "Oh my god." And I think I was more, "Oh my god," because I went at some point, I don't remember during that day, I know I went to Walmart, and I know I went that way. I don't know why I went that way, but I did go that way for whatever reason, or I was coming home. I don't know. I went that way for whatever reason, because literally I could go out, make a right, Walmart's right there. It was weird. Yeah, I think I went that way. It was weird. But anywho, so that is Alyssa. And if you guys don't know who the Bolesky is, her name is Amy Bolesky. She's a psychic medium. She has a year-long waiting list, and I referred Nadine to her. And I said, I've watched all her stuff. I said, she's legit. I said, even if you book it now, oh my God, I got cold chills. I'm like, even if you book it now, like, girl, we can figure out what's going on. So I'm gonna I'm gonna add some of the photos that they have on here, of Alyssa, and I'm gonna post some other stuff too, and videos and stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my stuff together for this. And okay, we're back. So I saved a screenshot so I could put it on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get off here, and I'm going to go ahead and put this video together. Like I said, I wanted to put something together for, Nadine to share too, and get her daughter's story out there, because she deserves to be put out there. And, like, you know, people need to know. People need to know these missing people, because I could tell you what, I wouldn't know unless they're out there. And a lot of people, they don't, they're not as vocal, or they don't have much social media and stuff. So here I am, and here I go. So I'm definitely going to be putting more stuff out there for her and getting her story told. So thank you guys for listening, and I will probably be doing another one here shortly. Um, I'm probably going to work on them on Sundays. So then that way I can get some stories. So I'll probably be doing like a couple stories. That way I can release them and at least do put two throughout the week. That is my goal. So please like, subscribe, go look out on TikTok. I think I'm going to create a TikTok for it. Anywhere that I can reach people, and go from there. So I do thank you guys for coming in and enjoying this. And please spread the word. Please get this shared, so that we can at least even if we find her remains, we can bring her home for her mom. I think she really needs it, and her kids. I think her son really needs it. Like, it's heartbreaking. I can only imagine. So, but thank you guys for listening, and join me next time.